Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's finally here, part 2 of how I would make Avengers Infinity War. If you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend you check that out first. And if you have seen part 1, watch it again, it's been a while. Also, there will be moments in this video where you see characters speak with speech bubbles, like this. But you'll also hear me narrating the action at the same time. Don't pay too much mind to the speech bubbles, otherwise it could get a little confusing. They're more like Easter eggs if you want to pause and read them on your second watch through or something. And keep in mind, I wrote this plot before any trailers and barely any info of Infinity War was released, so any similarities to the actual movie is purely coincidental. Can I prove it? No, I can't, you just have to take my word for it, won't you? Anyway, enough of my waffling, and without further ado, enjoy part 2 of how I would make Avengers Infinity War. Stark is alerted that Team Cap has left the Avengers facility and have stolen a Quinjet, heading for the prison Cap is being held in. Just as he and Rhodes were about to make off to find them, Banner, Wong and Strange appear out of a sling ring portal right in front of Stark at the Avengers facility. Tony is shocked to see Doctor Strange and his powers. Banner explains where he's been and that Thanos is coming for Strange's time stone, the Eye of Agamotto. Stark gets an alert that an unidentified craft has been spotted in Earth's atmosphere a few clicks away from Avengers facility. The team assume it's Thanos. Before they can fly off, Tony asks for permission from the government to engage this potential threat, and they are told that they have to wait a couple of hours so it can get sanctioned as an official Avengers mission under the law. And Banner basically tells Tony to stop fucking around, and Strange says, "We need to move now." Well, the Accords don't really work well in practice, do they? Tony thinks, fuck it, we'll get a Quinjet, and Stark gets his Hulkbuster armor because of how large the threat is. He tries to reach out to the Defenders, but they are no longer answering his call, and he calls Peter Parker Spider-Man because he knows they need every able body they can get. Stark gives Spider-Man the Iron Spider armor for extra protection, even though Spidey doesn't want it, but Tony doesn't want to see Spider-Man hurt, so Tony insists. They fly to where the ship has landed, and they don't find Thanos or his ship, the Sanctuary. Instead, they find Thor stepping out of the Milano with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Thor sees Banner and is happy to see him alive. Thor asks Tony where Captain America and the rest of the Avengers are, and Tony says that he's a criminal and he's under arrest. Thor looks confused and somewhat angry that the team fell apart this bad while he was gone. The Guardians meet Tony, and Tony is mesmerized by Rocket and Groot and is stunned by the Guardians' technology. Doctor Strange shows them all the Eye of Agamotto and tells them that the artifact is what Thanos is after. Tony exclaims that they need to find Vision, to which Rhodes thinks maybe they already have him. Then boom! Out of nowhere, Thanos shows up, walking out of a portal he had been tracking a time stone, and a big fight commences. Thanos toys with Team Tony and the Guardians. He badly injures and knocks out Spider-Man, uses the Reality Stone to make Iron Man see Hulk as his enemy, as a role reversal of Age of Ultron, and Hulk is occupied with Iron Man, trying to stop his Hulkbuster, while the city is being destroyed by collateral damage. Gamora and Drax try to exact their revenge on Thanos but are thwarted by the Titan. Peter Quill and Doctor Strange tries to take Thanos into the mirror dimension, where Strange has more power, and Quill and Strange fight Thanos in it, but Thanos uses the Reality Stone to warp them out of it, and they fall. Rocket and Groot try a trick to get the Gauntlet from Thanos, but Thanos sees through it and knocks them down. Thanos punches Rhodes out of his armor and kills him. Then Proxima Midnight kills the Mantis, and Drax is horrified. Tony is fuming so much at Rhodes' death that it snaps him out of Thanos' trance from the Reality Stone. Thanos does the same move he did to Rhodes to Tony, and Tony is punched out of his Hulkbuster armor but manages to survive, but is knocked out. With the Black Order's help, Thanos puts down Team Tony and is about to finish them off. Then Doctor Strange tries the "I've come to bargain" trick he did to Dormammu. But Thanos uses the Reality Stone as well as a Space Stone to stop the Time Stone from affecting him. Then Thanos beats on Strange, knocking him down, and takes the Time Stone, the Eye of Agamotto. He breaks it and adds it to his gauntlet. Now he has the power of time, reality, space, and the soul. As Thanos is about to deliver the killing blow to them all, Strange uses the last of his power to warp all of them out in a flash.
No matter where they go, they will feel the wrath of Thanos.
Proxima says Thanos should use the Soul Stone to locate them and finish them off for good, but Loki tells Thanos that he shouldn't waste time on those morons, that they are no match for him, and that he should focus on completing his task of courting death. What are you up to, Loki? He must find the Mind Stone. Thanos agrees with Loki, much to Proxima Midnight's disgust. Thanos has trouble tracking the Mind Stone because of Wanda's powers weakening the signal Vision's stone is emitting. So he uses the Time Stone to travel back to when he could pick up a signal, and uses the Soul Stone and the Reality Stone to see what Wanda and Vision was up to. He sees Team Cap freeing Captain America from prison and them travelling to Wakanda, and sets off for Wakanda with his Black Order to retrieve the Mind Stone. No one can hide from Thanos. Act 3, back at Wakanda. We cut to Wakanda where we see that Black Panther has been brought up to speed with everything that's going on. We see Bucky is up and walking around with a brand spanking new shiny vibranium arm. Bucky and Cap reunite and it looks like Bucky has made a full-on recovery. Bucky was released from stasis in the third act of my version of the Black Panther film. Vision is held in a room where Wanda is focusing her powers and hiding the signal his Mind Stone is emitting. We see Panther and his sister Shuri talking, as well as the rest of Team Cap. They're all having a discussion on whether they should have brought Tony in on this, and the Falcon claims that there would be just no time to wait on the government say so, they had to act immediately. Panther is alerted to a huge threat outside the gates of Wakanda. Thanos arrives at Wakanda's gates and shouts for the Vision's protectors to come meet him in the field of battle. Panther notices that there's literally only Thanos and 4 of his men, the Black Order. Panther wonders how so few of them are a threat. Widow warns Panther not to underestimate Thanos and his Black Order after their previous encounter with them. Panther sends his army to the gates, and thousands of Wakandan soldiers are devastated by Thanos and the Black Order. Panther is infuriated and can't believe his eyes. Then Captain America says, "We have to fight." So we have Panther, Shuri, some Dora Milaje, a shieldless Cap, Hawkeye, Falcon, Widow, Ant-Man and Bucky versus Thanos and his Black Order, while Wanda is with Vision. Vision tells Wanda to stop, that they found us, and that she should go out and help with the fight. They all jump in at Thanos, and Thanos freezes time, and starts laughing uncontrollably at how much power he has. All of Team Cap are frozen in the air. Thanos walks up to Cap and grabs him. Cap is paralyzed in time. Thanos uses the Soul Stone to look into Cap's soul and sees that he is a man out of time, now stuck in time, and finds the irony of the situation hilarious. Thanos pulls his Infinity Gauntleted fist back to deliver a killing blow to Cap, with the Infinity Stones gleaming with power. Then all of a sudden, Cap's pupils move into Thanos' direction, and Thanos is shocked. Impossible. And Cap kicks Thanos off of him, and everyone is snapped out of it, and we see Scarlet Witch was using her connection to the Infinity Stones to manipulate them, giving Avengers just enough time to break out of Thanos' spell. This was a lightning in a bottle moment for Scarlet Witch. She could not do that again. A unique moment there for her. And they all attack Thanos. Thanos, angered by this, puts them all down using each stone individually. Ebony Maw kills Shuri, angering Black Panther. Panther gets revenge by killing Ebony Maw almost immediately, and with all the Avengers' might, they also manage to kill Corvus Glaive. Cole Obsidian puts down Panther, knocks him out. Cap is the last one standing. Team Cap are all knocked out. Cap is about to speak, but as if like lightning, Thanos appears before him and puts his gauntleted fist through him. All the Avengers that are still conscious but unable to move react to it, shocked. Bucky is distraught. Thanos begins laughing as Loki appears not too far behind him with Proxima Midnight and Cole Obsidian still alive. Thanos picks up Wanda with one hand and says,
"This one has an unusual connection to the Infinity Stone, and through some miracle, managed to shut off the power of the Time Stone. She cannot be left alive."
"But Sai, if we obtain the Power Stone, you can use it to power the other stones and give them all unrivaled, unlimited power." Thanos agrees that it is perhaps because the Infinity Gauntlet is not complete that she was able to manipulate its power, but nonetheless, she must die. Then Vision, seeing Wanda could die, steps up and offers himself to Thanos if he promises to spare everybody. Wanda says no, Thanos agrees and rips Vision's Mind Stone out of his head, and his entire body turns pale white and he faints. Scarlet Witch screams and is angry while Thanos is laughing. Thanos then sucks Vision's soul into the Soul Stone to stop any remaining connection that he could have with the Infinity Stones from being put to use later, much like Scarlet Witch. He puts the Mind Stone in his gauntlet and we suddenly see Scarlet Witch floating in the air, emitting all this raw power. Her pupils have disappeared and the Mind Stone is flashing on Thanos' gauntlet because of her connection to it. Thanos admires her love for the Vision and says this is an example of how powerful death can be.
How can you not love death when it generates this much power?
Says Thanos. He says it's a shame such a unique creature must die. Then Thanos lifts his gauntlet in order to kill her, but it's not working. Thanos is shocked that his gauntlet's power is being trumped by a godlike Scarlet Witch who has become anger and vengeance incarnate. Everything around them is being destroyed by hurricanes and tornadoes caused by Scarlet Witch's incredible power. Loki screams, "You must complete the gauntlet! Your power is no match for her until you have the Power Stone!" Then a portal opens up with Doctor Strange, Peter Quill, the Guardians, as well as Banner, Iron Man, Thor, and Spider-Man coming out of it, all battle-weary and half-beaten. Thanos, angered, then creates a portal and goes in it with the remaining of his Black Order and Loki disappearing. Scarlet Witch then turns her attentions to Doctor Strange, the Guardians, and Team Tony. Thor exclaims that she has no control of her power and that she will destroy them all. Doctor Strange says he thinks he can stop her and does some "by the power of the Vishanti" shit or something.
I summon forth the shielding powers of the Vishanti! Impressive!
And knocks Scarlet Witch out and she falls to the ground and Strange is checking on her. Tony asks where Thanos has gone and Peter Quill says Xandar for the Power Stone. Tony notices Cap's lifeless body and pulls his helmet back. Tony's face is filled with a weight of mixed emotions. We cut to Thanos, Cull Obsidian and Proxima Midnight, wreaking havoc against the Nova Corps on Xandar. We see the Chitauri flying in from Thanos' ship, attacking the Nova soldiers in the background. Thanos didn't use the Chitauri before because he had a personal vendetta against the Earth's heroes. He wanted to take them out himself. Yeah. You know, from Avengers 1, he was pissed at them. Anyway, Nova Prime shouts, "We need Nova!" And some lieutenant claims that he's already outside, and we are introduced to Richard Rider, the Nova, who Thanos leaves for his Black Order to fight as he approaches the final Power Stone in the Nova Vault. After killing all the guards around the Power Stone, Thanos opens the vault and sees that it's already been taken, and he looks mad as hell, and we hear a familiar deep female voice say, "Looking for this?" And Thanos sees Nebula with the Power Stone embedded in a sword, gleaming. Thanos says,
You've always been my favorite daughter, Nebula. Give me the stone.
Nebula attacks Thanos with her sword infused with the Power Stone and manages to bring Titan to his knees. She is monologuing about all the atrocities he has done to her while she slices and dices him up. Thanos is bleeding quite a bit from the face. And if you're wondering how she brought Thanos down, it's Thanos. He's playing with her. Then as it looks like she's about to deliver the final blow, Thanos smiles as his gauntlet glows. The concrete floor rises and forms into a grip and chokes her. Thanos claims that Nebula will be the greatest gift to death, that she'll live in a fine line between life and death for eternity. And Nebula visibly ages thanks to the Time Stone and is hundreds of years old and in terrible pain. She literally becomes a zombie. Then Thanos teleports her somewhere unknown. He grabs the last Infinity Stone and puts it on his gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet is complete. Back at Wakanda, Earth's remaining heroes are being nursed to health. Funeral plans are being made for Shuri, Rhodes, Mantis and Cap, and we see a scene reminiscent of the death of Captain America comic, with Tony watching over a dead Cap with his shield over Captain America's body. Tony had already brought the shield back for him. A teary Tony apologized to Cap and admits that Cap was right, that he was always right, and says that the Avengers will stay true to their namesake and avenge Captain America's death. Captain America's death brings together the warring factions of the Avengers, for what's remaining of them anyway. Bucky and Tony make amends. Tony forgives Bucky and finally understands that he was not to blame for his parents' death, and after a day, they are ready for their battle with Thanos. Panther, Widow and Hawkeye come up with a strategy to take Thanos down, and Doctor Strange opens a portal to Xandar so the Avengers can put a stop to the Mad Titan. Earth's mightiest heroes and the Guardians of the Galaxy appear on Xandar and see death and destruction. Just dead Nova Corps soldiers, dead Xandarian citizens. They are all on the floor, lifeless. No one can give any information except one man. A fallen but not dead Richard Rider, the hero known as Nova, gives Doctor Strange the location of the Mad Titan. He is at Nova Corps HQ, which has been turned into a shrine of some kind. Thanos is seated at the top of Col Obsidian at approximately midnight by Thanos' side. Thanos tells the heroes that he's been waiting for them. Thanos sends the remaining Chitauri and Black Order on Earth's mightiest heroes, and almost immediately the Guardians avenge the death of Mantis by killing Proxima Midnight, and Banner turning into Hulk destroys Col Obsidian. The Chitauri are taken out by the rest of the heroes, and an angry Tony Stark shouts, "Thanos! It's time to pay for your crimes!" With Rhodes and Cap on Tony's mind, he attacks Thanos, and Thanos takes down all the Avengers one by one. He kills a few, knocks out a few Guardians, and with every death and every knockdown and every laugh from Thanos as he murders Earth's mightiest heroes with the infinite power of the Infinity Gauntlet, Scarlet Witch is reminded of Quicksilver's death. She's reminded of Vision's death, of Cap's death, and she flips. Thanos laughs, saying that her power is useless, that she cannot affect the stones when all six are under his command. Lightning, thunder and tornadoes engulf the entire area. The shrine has been ripped apart by her mere presence. Loki is nowhere to be seen, only Thor. Tony, Panther, Peter Quill, Hulk and Doctor Strange are left alive. Thanos lifts his gauntlet in the air and says,
"It's time to quote death."
The heroes look in horror at Scarlet Witch, thinking she's gonna die, and then Scarlet Witch, out of nowhere, says, "No more Infinity Stones." And with a flash of light and a crash of thunder, as they sit on Thanos' gauntlet, the Infinity Stones are destroyed, all blown to bits. The heroes cannot believe it. Doctor Strange screams, "Kill him now!" And Strange blasts Thanos with some energy beams, along with Iron Man. Peter Quill is shooting at Thanos, as well as Thor using his God Force lightning blast, Panther using Shuri's gauntlets, and Thanos explodes with a deathly scream. Because of the Infinity Gauntlet's destruction, all of Thanos' deeds have been undone. Everybody that Thanos has killed is brought back to life. Scarlet Witch has saved the day. The Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones have been destroyed and the Mad Titan is dead. Doctor Strange says he finally got what he wanted. Death. So we're back on Earth. All of Thanos' deeds have been reversed. Cap is alive again, and he and Iron Man make up and he gets his shield back. The Avengers together try to appeal against the Accords.
A funeral was held for the Vision. He could not be revived as the Mind Stone was seemingly the source of his life force and it had been destroyed. Not even Wakanda's advanced tech could help him. The Avengers tell Scarlet Witch not to blame herself, that Vision's sacrifice saved countless lives all over the universe.
And Scarlet Witch becomes a student of the mystic arts with Doctor Strange as her teacher. She learns to control her power. Thor's Asgardians are alive again with Heimdall and Valkyrie back with them, and they create new Asgard at the place where Odin died. The Guardians of the Galaxy create a way to contact the Avengers in case of an intergalactic emergency. Doctor Strange, Bruce Banner, Captain America, Black Panther and Iron Man form the Illuminati. And that is the end of my version of Avengers Infinity War. Awesome, right? Well, at least I think so. Wait a minute. This is Marvel. You can't end this without some after credit scenes. Run it! The mid-credit scene. We open with a shot of rocks on an asteroid in space, and we hear the voice of Loki saying the words, "There can be no denying it. You are supreme. Anything you wish to be, you are. Anything you wish is. Nothing this universe dares challenge that claim." there be only one word to describe you. And we pan to some rocks that are forming the word God. And we see Thanos in his full armor, looking on with Loki by his side. Thanos is still alive. Loki says, your use of the Reality Stone, the Mind Stone and the Soul Stone to make those cursed Avengers think they won was pure genius. They think that witch destroyed the Infinity Stones, but they have no idea you put that lie into their minds. But why did you allow them to live? Why did you revive them? With the power of all 6 Infinity Stones, you could have blinked them all out of existence. Thanos laughs and says,
For what I have planned, I need them at their full power. I have the power of a god, but death still spurns me. She has yet to show herself to me. I will use the Avengers, my greatest foes, to finally court death.
Thanos then brings the gauntlet up to his face with the stones all alive with light, and then he lifts his fist in the air and clicks his fingers, and the stones flash, and we fade into black. And then we move to the after credits scene.
We open in a weird world where all the colours are inverted and abnormal, and we see the Vision. He is pale white and weak. He wonders where he is, and Peter Dinklage, aka Pip the Troll, shows up and says to him, no, you're not dead. The Vision is confused and is like, what is this place? And we hear a distant but powerful voice in the background say,
this is the Soul Stone. Thanos has trapped you inside the Soul Stone. The Soul Stone.
But how is that possible? How can I, a synthetic being, have a soul? Then the Collector makes himself seen out of nowhere and replies, a soul without a mind. And the strange gold man sitting beside the Collector stands up and says, my name is Adam Warlock, and in order to truly stop the Mad Titan, we must gather the cosmic entities.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I would make Avengers Infinity War. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like in the comments below. Don't take this too seriously, it's just a fun fan fiction video. Though Marvel, you best put Adam Warlock in the end like I did, otherwise we're going to have a couple of words, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it literally took blood, sweat and tears to make this, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys shared it amongst your people and subscribe by hitting the little notification bell next to the sub button for more film and gaming content, reactions, reviews and news. And if this video gets popular enough, I'll make my version of Avengers 4 continuing on from this story. Peace.